Still a Nation, what's going on? It's your man KevEZE here. I'm joined by the guys, my man Dreadhead and my guy Money Mitch. You already know, man. The Steelers get the dub, winning, beating the Bengals 16-10. Fellas, what is y'all takeaway from this game?
Oh man, we got the job done, boys. Now, I got my little criticisms like everybody else. Was it the prettiest win? Was it the flashiest win? By no means, but it is definitely a step in the right direction. Definitely, I would say that. We got the dub, and I only see improvement from here on out.
I love what I saw from our offense, bro. From a play calling perspective, I love what I saw. The fact that we kept the defense off balance, they were sharp, they was efficient. Besides the Warren fumble and getting behind the chains a little bit, I was kind of disappointed with that. Like we kept having penalties and stuff like that. Getting behind the chains and getting off schedule, I think threw us off a little bit. But I feel like we can get better from this. And we can't do nothing. We damn sure can't get worse. So we can't do nothing but get better. I'm looking forward to seeing these next couple of games, to be honest with you, and seeing how the play call. I kind of felt like Sullivan was going to be a good play caller. I just didn't know what the game plan was going to be. You see what I'm saying? So I'm glad to see that they all got it together, and the communication looked great too.
Yeah. Now, in his second game back, this man put out some crazy numbers. No touchdowns, but he definitely delivered. And I'm talking about Pat Freiermuth, man. A man had 9 catches for $120. You know what I'm saying? But how y'all feel about his involvement in this game?
What did I tell y'all in our initial prediction video? Didn't I tell y'all that the number one thing they need to do is get the tight ends more involved? Mm-hmm. I was right on the money with that. I was freaking right on the money. Get the tight ends involved. And we didn't put up 400 yards for no reason. We're going to get more to that too, as far as the whole Matt Canada's absence. Like, we're going to talk about that later. But yes, as far as what I saw from the passing game, Kenny Pickett looked a hell of a lot more comfortable. And like I said, we got the tight ends involved. Not only did we get Freiermuth involved, who arguably had the best game of his career, but we also got Connor Hayward involved a lot more too.
Connor Hayward? I ain't even know Connor Hayward caught the pass. I seen Dwayne Washington caught the pass and drag back was like 8 yards with his ass. But you was on the money with the
11 yards.
He was on the money with the tight end thing, but my thing is that they went to the middle of the field with the tight ends, and then he threw one bomb to Deontay down the sideline, and then he threw another one to Pickens late in the game. I was like, that's what need to happen to back them safeties off so we can run the football. And to me the MVP of the game to me was Sullivan. Honestly, he was the MVP of the game because I swear he kept them all balance like hell. Then I heard people talking about something, their defense was trash. I'm like, I don't know what games y'all been watching the Bengals play. Their defense ain't been trash. Like, I'm like, I don't know what they was talking about, man. Some people just be saying stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They don't want to give people credit. My biggest one thing that stuck out to me, guys, about this game, it was the time of possession. We cooked them with time of possession, man. We had the ball for 37 minutes, and they only had it for 22. Like, none of the Steelers games was that lopsided in our favor as far as that. And we had 22 first downs to their 10. 22 first downs for us, you'd have thought we put 2 games together to get the 22.
I swear.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we was good on third down as well. We was 8 of 17. Like, just the fact that we were efficient. We wasn't able to get the touchdowns like we wanted. But as far as this being efficient, where do y'all see this going from here?
Well, the first thing I was watching, I was like, well, is this the same Steelers team we've been seeing all year long? Who are you, and what the hell have you done with the team we've been watching? I was impressed. I mean, because the Steelers, despite our record, we haven't looked this good as far as a complete game in a while. It's been a while since we looked this good. And I look forward to seeing it a lot more because Kenny looked a lot more poised, a lot more comfortable, especially with somebody different calling the plays. And a lot of the guys, behind that line, Pickens, Deontay Johnson, we'll get to him in a second. But yeah, a lot of the guys, they looked a lot more comfortable too. And once again, our running game was shining. Like, the 1-2 punch with Najee and
Warren.
yeah, Jaylen Warren. Like, they looked a hell of a lot better. Minus Jaylen Warren's fumble. Like I said, there was a couple little miscues, a couple little hiccups, but hey, we came away with a dub. And the only problem that I really saw is that really we should have dropped at least 24 points on these guys. But other than that, solid game.
Well, we got one taken away with that play Deontay made in the end zone. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, it was.
That was a clear touchdown. I wish
how
Mike Tomlin.
Real quick, how y'all feel about Mike Tomlin's explanation about that, saying they wasn't showing the replay on the big screen, and it was tough for him to try to see like if that was worth challenging. Like how y'all feel?
Yeah,
I think that's something that happens to every away team at other stadiums.
They didn't show it like that on TV until after the play happened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like after they already ran another play, then they kept putting it on the TV. But that was a damn catch. That was a damn catch. I'm everything that Dre said, I 100% agree with. My only thing is now I need to see more consistency from Kenny Pickett.
Mm-hmm.
I do need to see more consistency from him. But it's some people within I have to address this because I just finished talking to a lot of guys in my Steelers group about this. Bro, everyone is making this big damn issue about Deontay not running after the ball carrier. I was like, yo, he probably didn't even think it was a fucking fumble.
Right.
And who cares? We won the game, bro. We won the game. I like it's amazing to me that this is a big deal, but the fact that Jaylen Warren fumbled is like a footnote. Like no one even talking about that. Right. I'm like, come on, man. Like, the thing was we was worried about our offense, right? We was worried about how our offense was going to look, how it was going to look at Defiant Canada. Offense looked pretty damn good. Like Dre said, we should have scored a little more points, but I think that'll come. And we're talking about one play that didn't mean nothing. Nothing. Like, it's ridiculous, man.
How you feel about that, Dre? What he said?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Especially, and see, here's the thing. Mike Tomlin is good for rolling the dice on those challenges. Normally, that's a Mike Tomlin challenge. Now, you can argue whether he went, but the thing is, we all know how the Steelers get the crap end on calls like that. Jesse James. But we usually get the crap end on call. But I actually think that if Mike Tomlin would have called that challenge, I think he would have won it. And that would have put more points on the board. Now, as far as
the replay guy said the same thing. He said the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, there's no debating it. And the thing is, I know that, myself included, a lot of us have given Deontay Johnson crap for a lot of dropped passes. But the thing is, that one was clearly his. And pardon my French, but it's part of the rules that say if you are in the end zone, because the same thing happened to Jesse James like 5 or 6 years ago on that when we were playing the Patriots. They say that the ball has to completely, the ball can't, you have to secure the catch. But see, here's the thing. When you take 1, 2, 3 steps in that end zone and then pull the ball into your body, then it doesn't matter if guess what? If you're in the end zone, that's the touchdown. It doesn't even matter if the ball survives the ground at that point. Once you break the plane is over.
Hey, you know what make it worse? He made like 3 steps, tucked the ball, elbow hit out of bounds, and still had the ball. Once his elbow hit out of bounds, that's it. It's over. It's over. Like,
that's the NFL rule. But we get screwed on that rule time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, but they say there's no point crying over spilled milk. I mean, hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah,
but we won the game. Like I said, a lot of the Steelers faithful is upset that we didn't drop at least 24 points, which I believe we should have. But hey, I love what we see. Like, it was a complete 180 from what we've seen in the previous weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's switch sides of the ball real quick. Defense, man. The defense only allowed 10 points. TJ Watt, he 8. Cam Hayward 8. Nick Herbert, he ended up getting a sack.
Highsmith with the pressure.
Highsmith, pressure. QB hits. Atlanta Roberts still leading the guys in tackles, holding it down in the middle. Keanu Benton still doing what he's doing. And Trenton Thompson continuing to play well, getting the interception. Well,
that's my guy.
It's kind of low-key could have been his second interception since he's been playing with us. But, he didn't get it last week. But this week, he ended up getting one, and it only makes it look good going forward, man. How y'all feel about the defense? Oh yeah, and Joey Porter Jr. did, you know, he's strapped, he's
Yeah,
strapped,
he
he's
locked
strapped,
up, got locked
he's
up.
strapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, he strapped Chase, man. He strapped him because he I want to say for about 85% of the snaps that Joey Porter was out there, he was on Jamar Chase. So he strapped him, you know. But how y'all feel
Yeah,
about the defense performance?
I mean, the defense really doesn't need any introduction. I mean, they did what I said they were going to do. And the thing is, even though we didn't get to face Joe Burrow, which a lot of people are holding that against us, but hey, we can't control who gets injured and who doesn't. They're still, a pretty high power offense. Just look at all the weapons. And their running game was damn near non-existent. We completely shut that running game down. All they had was the passing game to go off of. I mean, of course, Jamar Chase got his little catch. Of course, he can get his yards regardless. I mean, he's an elite wide receiver for a reason. But yeah, our defense did more than their share of the work. Holding an offense like that to 10 points, that's amazing. That says a lot about us when we can do that to a top offense. And if we can do that to them, then who knows what else we can do down the stretch.
Right.
I feel like this is what we could have been doing all along if our offense was producing and sustaining drives. Like the numbers to our defense is kind of misleading because they on the field all the damn time. If they wasn't on the field all the damn, it wouldn't look like the way it looked. But my guy Trent Thompson, the dude, I'll keep messing his name up. Middle linebacker number 38, Michael, like
Michael
Michael,
Walker.
yeah, Michael.
Michael.
Him and Trent Thompson balling, both of them balling, and they step right in and just play elite football for us in 2 games in a row. I feel like Thompson has proven more value to the team than Neal to me. The pass rush do what it did. You know what I'm saying? We already knew the pass rush was going to do what they was going to do, to be completely honest with you. Benton was a big factor. I'm gonna put another name out there. Larry O. I call him Larry O. Larry O would played a very solid game without getting all a lot of the headlines. He played a very solid game. I was so glad that they stuffed the run. This is like the 4th, 5th week in a row that we ain't been really giving up nothing against the run. I love that. I love it. We ain't got to add the safety to the box to stop the run. That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, y'all. Normally, you feel me? I do on a podcast, I do top 3, bottom 2, right? Mm-hmm. This is when I mean top 3, I'm talking about the top 3 Pittsburgh Steelers. It can be players, it can be coaches, it can be the water boy. Who cares? As long as it was you feel like they position was the top 3. And then the bottom 2 is the bottom 2. Self-explanatory. 2 Steelers, whether it's coach or player, that you felt did not live up to expectations in this game. I'm gonna give you guys a couple seconds. You feel me? Get y'all together. I'm gonna go ahead with mine with the top, and then once you two give y'all top 3s. You feel me? Then we're gonna run it back with the bottom 2, right? So here I go with my top 3. Coming at number 3 for me, it would have to be Mr. Trent Thompson. He would have to get number 3. I felt like that pick was a game changer. It was significant. And other than that, he was making his tackle. Like, he was getting tackled too. He was making plays. But that interception was significant. And I felt like without that interception, don't really know how the game would have panned out, So I got him coming at number 3. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Pistol Pat Freiermuth, man. 9 catches for 120. Killing in the middle of the field, eating. If he had a touchdown, he'll be number 1, right? Mm-hmm. But number 1 goes to the guy that if he only has 1 sack, we call that a down game. Mm-hmm. TJ Watt, 2 sacks. One of them was a strip sack. Wrecked the game. Alex Highsmith was doing his thing, but he didn't get home, unfortunately, this week. But I don't hold that against him because he's a reason. He plays a part, and sometimes TJ get a sack. You feel me? Because the quarterback would see Alex Highsmith like, oh, go ahead and run into TJ. You feel me? But I think TJ was just dominant, man. He was dominant in both run, pass game, and yeah, man. I don't think you can go wrong with the top three. I feel like y'all top threes probably won't be similar. Maybe similar. I ain't gonna put the pressure on y'all, but whoever want to go next, you can go next with y'all top threes.
Oh, this is a no-brainer. Number 3, I'm gonna go ahead and say, this is an underrated pick. Number 3 is actually Najee Harris. I'm proud of what Najee has done as far as the running game in the last couple of games. He actually showed off in this game. And the thing is, a lot of people have been so unfairly critical of him. People say that he shouldn't be starting over Warren. I disagree. He proved his worth in the game, so I was really, really proud of him. Number 2 for me has got to be T.J. Watt. I mean, the dude's an animal. I mean, there's no doubt about it. You know, just look at our record last year alone with him and without him. I mean, you know, TJ Watt makes us the majority of our offense, of our defense. And, you know, if you need a splash clutch play, he's your guy. For me, number 1 was Pat Freiermuth. Welcome back. What a way to welcome himself back, you know, with that performance that he put on. I mean, he's proved to be our security blanket. He's our modern day Heath Miller, aka Mr. Reliable. He might not be that fast, but you know, he might not be, you know, a flashy receiver slash tight end, but he's got reliable hands. And you know, he can break some tackles and he never drops a pass. So there's my top 3.
All right. So my top 3 gonna be definitely different from y'all's. My number 3 is Roberts. He named Roberts for getting that front 7 where they need to be. The last 2 games, honestly, since he got the green dot, he been playing great for us in that middle. So he get number 3 for me. Number 2, Pat Freiermuth. I cannot have him in the top 3 the way he played, but I felt like that was a long time coming. It could have had happened, man. Do y'all know before this game he had 9 catches for 60 yards for the season? For the season, he killed that shit in 1 game. So he's number 2. Number 1 will be Schwartz, the play caller. I will put him as my number. There's some Sullivan. I keep calling him back. I keep messing this name up, man. But he's number 1, man, because his play calling, man, was elite. He kept the Bengals defense all balanced the entire game, and the tempo was great. And I just feel like I saw the same plays over and over again. You know what I mean? And the fact that he had them going to the middle of the field, I don't know if that was a him thing or a Kenny Pickett thing, but it was wild that they ran skinny posts to Freiermuth in the middle of the field and split the safeties. That been there the entire year, and I was glad to see him do it. But his play calling was major. And I think we all 3 of us agree. If he wasn't calling the game, and it was still calling the game, that's a potential we might have lost.
For real. All right. I like that. And with this game, low key, a top 3. It was so many people that could have won in the top 3. You know, you could have made a case. Well, I think the only one I was like icing on the cake for real could be TJ and Pat. But you can add anybody in there from, you know, even Joey Porter Jr. or, you know, like Cam Hayward. Like you can name a lot of guys in that top 3. But bottom 2 for me, this is tough. It's tough to try to find out, like, yo, man, who's the bottom 2. But I do have one. You feel me? I do have one.
I got 1.
I got 2.
I got 1. I'm gonna have to go with 1 because I really can't. You know what? I got 2. I got 2.
I just thought
because certain things you just can't do. Certain things you can't do. All right. Coming at number 2, I got Jalen Warren, man. Just because he fumbled the ball. You cannot fumble the ball, man. That fumble, low key, if it wasn't for Connor Hayward and it was a faster guy that picked that ball up, that would have changed the game. And we don't know how we would have responded to that. You feel me? That could have been significant. So, you know, I might have to throw him at bottom 2. Other than that, he did good. But when it comes to running backs, especially Pittsburgh Steelers running backs, you gotta remember, man, we had Le'Veon Bell, and he probably fumbled 2 times in his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
You feel me? Outside of Jerome Bettis fumbling against the Colts in the playoff game, he ain't really fumble like that either. Willie Parker, he kind of fumbled a little bit, but you accepted that because he was fast as hell. You feel me? Yeah. I don't want to name nobody in between because forget them. But but like you know, but Le'Veon set the standard, especially of a Mike Tomlin's Steeler team. Le'Veon Bell set that standard that you cannot fumble that rock. And Jalen Warren fumbled the rock, you know. But I'm just saying it's tough to put 2 people on the bottom 2, but I had to. And since he fumbled, he got that, right? But number 1 to me has to go to Calvin Austin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you kind of
Calvin Austin hasn't been able to be effective in the positions that we put him in, expecting him to be effective in. Excuse me. As far as punt return, we're not getting what we're looking for. We're not getting what we're looking for. And I'm just talking about this game. We didn't get what we was looking for. His opportunities in this game on offense, he didn't capitalize, man. You know, but yeah, it's tough. It was tough to pick a bottom 2 because I feel like almost everyone played pretty well. But those 2 guys I can critique. If I had to throw critique out there, it would be for Jalen Warren and Calvin Austin, man.
Go ahead, Dredd.
All right, yeah, this is easy for me. Number 2, like I said, and one of them, you know, it does hurt me to say this because I actually like him. It is Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin, he's my number 2, because I did expect to see him more in the receiving game because I think it still is a good idea to keep him as a punt/kick returner. He just needs to get better looks because the dude is a flyer. Dude is a speedster. If he breaks loose, he's gone. He's arguably one of the fastest guys on the field. It's just that, you know, this game was just a tad bit sloppy for him, and that's the only real criticism of him I have. He's still a pretty solid player, and he will make splash plays as they come. But this one, he kind of underperformed. And number 1, y'all kind of predicted this one, DeMonte KevEZE, because he still keeps getting burned. I'll tell you what you need to do with him. Keep him at the Mike Hilton role. He does not need to be in coverage. Use him as a blitzing D back. He needs to, you know, keep him as a nickel, keep him as a slot. Have him spy some of those runs. If not, you know, you can't keep him in deep coverage because he still gets torched. Have him play center field or have him blitz. So yeah, that's my 2.
Okay.
Like your 2. Especially cool. The number 1. I've said that a lot this year, but I'm gonna leave it alone. My number 2 gonna be Jalen Warren for fumbling. I felt like Cincinnati keyed him a lot after having that game against Cleveland. So the minute he came in the game, I felt like all eyes was on him. You know what I mean? So, but you can't fumble the football, man. He number 2. Number 1, I gotta go with Mason Cole. And I'm not going super bash him because I thought he played better than normal in that game. But I seen some plays where he got absolutely blown up. We was at the bar laughing at some of the joints, but it was I was like, God damn, like Cole was getting smashed sometimes. So I had to put him number 1. I wish I could go back and go back. I might have to watch the game again and see if I can catch them moments. But I swear, he had some joints where he got obliterated. I'm pretty sure we can pick out some. Cause Jones got beat a couple of times in that game too. That was the first time I really seen him get beat like back-to-back times. But you know, I'm about to hit a Tomlinism. Such is life in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Word. I appreciate y'all for that, man. Top 3, bottom 2, man. You know, it got more than one list. So we gonna move on to the news that's been killing since I woke up this morning. Number 18, Deontay Johnson has been getting held since I woke up this morning.
For no fucking reason, bro.
I can kind of tell that we might have different perspectives here. So this is interesting. We're gonna finish this show with this topic here. But look, Deontay Johnson is getting a lot of flack for not attempting to get the fumble or make the tackle or put an effort to make the tackle. He's just walking towards the sideline. He said that. What he said? He said that he was, he didn't see, he wasn't looking that way. He was just blocking or whatever. I think the last part is verbatim. He said blocking or whatever. Right?
Yeah.
We look at the clip, he's not blocking at all. So we got that right there too, But just putting that all out there, they like to bring. Then I want to say, the story about him and Minka getting into it was yesterday,
Yeah,
or 2 days ago. As far as like the
It was.
news starting to come out
It was.
about it, it was after
It
the
was.
Cleveland game, but
Yeah.
the news started to heat up yesterday. I feel like before the game, so it's kind of like it's like a snowball effect with Deontay Johnson right now, man. I'm gonna start with Dre because a little earlier we heard a little bit of how Money Mitch feel about it. So I'm gonna get Dre's perspective first on how you feel about 18, man. What's going on, and what do you feel like should happen?
I think he's getting a little bit too much flack. And the thing is, you would think this is weird coming from me because I've been super, super critical of him. And I will go on record to say a couple of years, I think it was a year or two ago when I said this in a podcast. I said, I think that they should have got rid of him instead of Chase Claypool. But the thing is the only, yeah, I know that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I know. But anyway, the only thing he could do better than Chase Claypool is route running. Chase Claypool. You don't think so? We can do a whole.
No. He's a way better route runner than Chase. It's not even close.
Yeah, he's a better route runner than Chase. But the only thing is Chase Claypool got on him is size. He's 6'5", 240. He's tight end. He's tight end size. But yeah, anyway, I still do think he's getting a little bit too much flack. I mean, as far as him getting into it with Minka, boy. As far as disciplinary action, I mean, the thing is, and Lord knows when Minka, hopefully he comes back in like the next game or two, but we'll see about that. I think that, Mike Tomlin should step in. I mean, Mike Tomlin is a player's coach, but, he does have to, step in because guess what? You don't want this little tiny spark to turn into a big ass forest fire because we've seen what happened with that in the locker room in the past. So, yeah, you might want to go ahead and nip this in the bud, Mike. So, yeah, but like I said, I don't really hold it against him too much, especially because guess what? Right now, we're winning. We don't need any extra locker room BS. Yeah. That's where it goes. So whatever keeps us winning, man. Yeah, we're winning right now, so we don't need any extra BS holding us back. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that.
All right. Go ahead, Mitch.
You're all laughing at you, man. So I agree with Dred. The flack is stupid to me. You know what I'm saying? You can go around the league and see receivers doing stuff like that on a regular basis, bro. Like that's almost a normal thing. Was he blocking? No, he wasn't. Did he probably not see the fumble? I'm pretty sure he didn't. I was watching the game and I didn't think it was a fumble. A lot of everybody I was sitting with didn't think it was a fumble. If you span the play out, Broderick Jones didn't think it was a fumble. Siler Moore didn't think it was a fumble. It was a lot of people that was standing around like it was about to go back to the huddle or something. But no one thought it was a fumble. You know what I'm saying? So him catching flack for that to me is bogus. But I'm so used to it in our fan base, bro. We catch a narrative and we go run with it.
Yeah, and once again, we always get the BS into those calls.
Yeah,
but then, we never benefit.
To your point, to what you were saying, Mike Tomlin don't have to jump in this time because it's already been nipped in the bud. Cam and TJ stepped in and killed it. And it didn't happen after this game. It happened after the Cleveland game. And after the Cleveland game, everybody was frustrated. You know what I mean? That's what prompted the Najee interview and everything. Like all that stuff was frustration. You didn't hear none of that coming out of the locker room after this game right here. And I feel like Pittsburgh media do a lot of the times, man. They take, I ain't gonna say Pittsburgh media because I haven't really seen a lot of the Pittsburgh actual media talking about this. I've been seeing like other bloggers and stuff gassing it.
They killed them on First Take this morning. They killed.
Yeah, I saw Ryan Clark. But see, that was the one big media outlet that I seen talk about it. But we won the game. Ryan Clark also said he was excited about the offense and the potential of what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he said that, and he actually talked about the game. It's people that are like on that narrative and they running with that thing. Like they going like it supersede what happened in the football. What actually happened in the football game is that we won it, and he had 4 catches for 50 yards. I don't know how many yards did Pickett end up with, because I know he had like 3 or 4 catches.
I think he had about like 50, 58.
Like
Let me see. It was 3 catches for 58 yards.
Both of them got deep. Is my point. Both of them got deep plays down the field. Third move, crushed it in the middle. That should be the footnote. Now that's talking about a play that was very insignificant. And the reason why I say it's insignificant, because remember, Cincinnati scored on that possession. Remember? Yeah. That was the only touchdown they got. The only reason they got that touchdown was because of the fumble. But the fumble didn't have nothing to do with Deontay. You see what I'm saying? And for them to be bashing him, you would think he was the one who fumbled the football. I don't hear no one talking about the fact that Warren fumbled it. They're not even talking about that. So I think it's not even worth talking about to me. I like my man in them. I'm getting ready for the Cardinals. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about a play that didn't mean nothing.
Yeah, I think y'all think they trying to paint a narrative on Deontay so he can
get traded? Trying 3 years. They've been trying to do it 3 years.
They got Chase. Yeah, they got Chase up out of here. They're like, well, if this keeps going on with him not being able to stay healthy and with the the so-called locker room drama, they might try to get him out of here.
See now, Chase thing was he kind of did a lot of that to himself. So he went on a couple of podcasts talking, and when you go on a podcast and start talking on my top 5 receiver, I'm this and I'm that. And then he's saying, I'm not getting the ball. We need more music in the locker room. All this other little weird shit that he had going on, bro. That was what kind of wrote his demise. And then he not producing on the field.
He was been double teamed a lot. That's the reason why his production dropped, because he had a killer rookie year. So now it's like, okay, now he's being targeted. So it's like, okay, all we got to do is just double team him. He can make most contested. He's not really a good route runner. He can't get separation, but he can get contested jump balls. But that's the reason why Chase Claypool didn't really, his production dropped. It's like, okay, all we got to do is double team this guy.
Hey, Dred, go back and look. He wasn't getting double teamed. You know the problem? You know what the problem was? They only ran him on certain routes because he couldn't run the routes. He only think about it. He only really ran like 2 routes.
A streak route? Yeah.
He run a drag. Those the main 2 routes he ran.
But he can make contested catches though. But that's the thing. He was hard to beat contested. As far as contested catches.
He stopped doing that too though.
That's why he stopped doing that too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the reason he ended up ultimately getting off the team. If he was making them, because remember I think it was last year, like early in the year, they kept trying to throw him contested balls. Man, he never was coming up. I was like, what the hell is wrong with Claypool?
Yeah, it's a completely different player than what we saw his rookie year.
Hell yeah, but you know why though? He wasn't putting the work in.
Yeah, y'all know wasn't putting the work now.
The line, not the line, but the Dolphins.
He with the Dolphins, but he ain't getting no bump.
All right. So that's enough of that, right? So look, I'm gonna wrap this Deontay thing up right here, man. I feel like what I saw on camera from Deontay Johnson, this is what he do. Deontay Johnson sometimes take a play off.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is not Antonio Brown. Everybody is not a Julio Jones. Everybody is not a T.O. Everybody's not one of these guys that's going to go. Some people are Randy Moss that might take a play off. You feel me? Amari Cooper, when he was in Dallas, he was taking plays off. Deontay Johnson is one of those guys that'll take a play off. Sometimes it may not be as far as the pass game, but as far as running the ball and stuff like that, when you know for a fact you don't really got to block this dude like that to get a couple yards, he gonna take that play off. So right. I was just like, that's just one of those moments.
Can I add to what you just said?
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. He was on the ground when he didn't block. I guarantee you, if Warren would have broke away and took off down the sideline where Deontay was, I guarantee you he'd have been blocking. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. But the play was over. He walked away. You know what I mean? But you can look across the league. To your point, you can look. I think he is one of them guys. He's not like a guy who gonna block all the time. AB didn't do that all the time. Jerry Rice didn't do it all the time. Randy Moss, we can go down a line of all-time great receivers who didn't do that every play. You know what I mean?
Because we compare every Steeler receiver to Hines Ward.
Yeah.
As far as the modern Steeler fan, you know.
And I don't understand why, because everybody don't. You know how many dudes that are Hall of Famers, they can't hold Hines Ward jockstrap when it come to blocking. I'm just being honest.
Best blocking receiver ever.
Yeah, man.
He's one of the best
blockers. Salute the Hines Ward. Salute to you fellas, man. We at the end of the show, man. Appreciate y'all. This thing goes by so fast, man. It's like a regular convo. It's like we in a barbershop, you feel me? But yeah, Stills for 7 podcast episode 125 is in the books, man. Appreciate Dreadhead. Appreciate Money Mitch. You know, if it's enough time, y'all shout out y'all. You feel me? Y'all handles and whatnot. If it's enough time.
YouTube.com/Dreadman. Dreadman 540 on Instagram and on Twitter. Thank you guys for having me. I'm out tonight. Salute. Peace out.
Mad Full Sports Podcast every Wednesday night, IG Live. Peace.
Thank you for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and don't forget to follow the podcast on all streaming platforms.